Now, government has started the distribution of laptops to teachers of public schools, starting from senior high schools. Vice President Dr. BAWUMIA, who launched the initiative, disclosed that the project is to help improve the quality of education by making the country globally competitive. My colleague Faustina Safo was at the launch and has come through with this report.
Under the One Teacher, One Laptop initiative, public school teachers will own a laptop to aid with teaching and learning. They are, however, expected to pay 30% of the cost of the laptop, whilst government absorbs 70%. Reiterating government's resolve to digitalize the economy, Vice President Dr. BAWUMIA urged school heads to ensure the laptops get to the teachers.
One of the lessons we have learned as a country with the outbreak of COVID-19 is the urgent need to ensure that we blend the traditional physical contact with virtual platforms in the delivery of quality teaching and learning. We recognize that the transition will not be easy, both for teachers and learners, but we must start. And government recognizes the need to provide the needed equipment and infrastructure to support this effort in our march for progress. Under the One Teacher, One Laptop program, each teacher at every level of education, from kindergarten to senior high school, will receive a laptop.
Director General of the Ghana Education Service, Kwesi Opoku-Amankwah, who chaired the launch, assured teachers the laptops will be equitably distributed across all levels.
Per the arrangement, government will provide laptop to every teacher in the public school, from senior high school through junior high school, upper primary, lower primary, and to the KG.
Some teachers of St. Mary's Senior High School, who were among the first group of teachers to receive their laptops, shared their excitement with Joy News.
You know, with the COVID issue, COVID-19, it has brought a new dimension to teaching and learning all over the world. And using laptop, it will enhance teaching in class. I don't need to go close to my students. All I need to do is to just use a projector, then my lesson will reach all of them in the class. So the issue of social distancing will be taken care of, and other protocols that has to do with human contact will equally be limited.
There are a lot of information on the internet that to be able to get those informations, you need a gadget to help you to get those informations. And the laptop comes with additional information like books and the rest. So with this, it will enhance our teaching a lot.
This laptop will go a long way to help us. At least it's going to ease our talking. Sometimes when you even pre-record what you have to teach on it and you use the projector, you set it up, be behind, and then the students can follow whatever you are teaching. So it's going to ease our talking. At least we'll not talk so much. And then with some of the things from the internet, you can easily program it in such a way that even you can leave it with them so that they can learn on their own.
Faustina Safo for Joy News.
Now, joining me via Zoom to discuss the relevance of these laptops to the teacher is Larry AGBADO, editor, Colleges of Education, weekly journal. He is also happens to be a teacher himself. Thank you so much. Now, what has been the reaction of teachers after this launch today by government?
Thank you very much, and good evening to your good self and your cherished viewers across the country. I think the reaction of teachers today on the launch of the One Teacher, One Policy has been mixed. Most teachers didn't expect that government to hold a fanfare or to hold a ceremony to launch this kind of initiative. Nonetheless, they are all happy about the fact that this initiative is finally set to roll out, where every teacher will be given a laptop to aid him or her in the discharge of their duties.
And we know that even though they're saying they do not expect this fanfare, definitely this is relevant to the teaching, to their profession, and of course will be, will change the game as far as teaching is concerned.
Certainly, the laptop, as you heard some of the teachers from St. Mary's talking, is going to go a long way to aid the teachers in their teaching work. For instance, about 2 years ago, they introduced a new curriculum to our primary schools. And so now we do not have textbooks, we do not have the various teaching and learning materials to roll out the new curriculum. But we were told some time ago that the laptop that is going to be provided will contain all these relevant materials. So it's going to go a long way in helping the teachers. The current times we find ourselves, where almost everyone is now doing online teaching and learning, I think it has come at a very right time. At a time that we are battling with this COVID pandemic, the laptops have come at a very right time where it's going to help teachers to also get themselves acquainted with this online teaching and learning. We are yet to know whether there will be special training for some of our teachers who are not very conversant with the use of such machines. But that's also a topic for another day.
And we know that government will be paying about 70% of the cost of the laptop. Teachers will be bearing just the 30%. That is certainly good. Or are there people who are raising issues even with this?
Yes, there are certainly a lot of concerns with the payment for the laptop. We've been told government is going to absorb 70% of the charge. We are told the laptop ranges around 1,500 to 1,600 roughly.
Okay. And
government is absorbing 70% of it, and each teacher will have to absorb the rest 30%. We've not been briefed with the modalities as to how even the 30% is going to be taken from teachers' salary. There were rumors some few months ago that it will be taken from their professional development allowance. Others are saying it will be broken down into several months. And, at the time we find ourselves where teachers had an increment of 4%, not everyone is so happy about the fact that government is absorbing only 70%. Left to some teachers, government should have just taken the entire cost. But notwithstanding, I think the 70-30 is actually not also a bad deal. We just wait to see how the modalities for the payment of the 30% will be rolled out.
There was another thing that came up today at the launch, which is not exactly on the laptops. It has to do with government's plan to roll out degrees at the colleges of education. This has been in the pipeline for a long time. The Vice President touched on it today. I want us to listen to him, and then I'll take your reaction.
Okay.
As part of efforts to improve the status of teachers, effective 2022, all products from the colleges of education will graduate as first degree holders and will be entering the Ghana Education Service as principal superintendents. The period for teachers who have upgraded their skills has also been halved. Ladies and gentlemen, every profession worth its salt must have high standards for its members. And it is in line with this that the teacher licensure examination has been introduced. And this is to ensure that the right standards are in place to safeguard and guarantee the quality of education. To further enhance the status of teaching, we have introduced the professional learning communities as well as the continuous professional development systems, which provide opportunities for teachers to enhance their learning skills. To support this development, government has introduced the continuous professional development allowance, and soon this year's allowance will also be paid.
And so, Larry, your reaction to this?
All right, I think the Vice President said a lot of things.
Let's start with the awarding of degrees.
Okay, so with the award of degrees, yes, the BEd program started in 2018 across the 46 public colleges of education. God willing, next year we'll be having the first batch of graduates from this BEd program. I think when they graduate, they'll be enrolled for a one-year national service, after which government will now post them to their permanent stations. The thing also is that I'm happy the Vice President mentioned it in his speech, but currently, the first batch of these BEd students, if you go into the colleges of education and you observe the nature in which they are being trained to come out and then man our classrooms, I'm not sure as a country we are happy about the approach they are currently using. And we've been raising these concerns for the past 1 year that, look, there are serious issues in the colleges. The colleges are lacking infrastructure. As we speak, next week, the 46 public colleges of education principals will be meeting in Elembele to discuss issues of admissions into colleges for this year. And it will interest you to know that we are likely to see a cut down in the enrollment in colleges this year because there's no infrastructure to accommodate 4-year cohorts on the various campuses.
Okay.
So I'm happy he's mentioning this, yes, but we hope and pray that next year, the first batch of BEd students that will be coming out from the colleges will actually have the requisite skills that is expected of them as BEd graduates to man our classrooms.
Larry, thank you very much for joining us. And Larry is a teacher himself. He's also editor for the journal produced by the Colleges of Education.